The drought has severe effects on agriculture. It affects mostly rain-fed crops, especially as we say in Sudan, الزراعة المطرية, and subsequently the irrigated crops. Why does it subsequently affect the irrigated crops? As we said, because it leads to the draining of rivers and reservoir and also the wells, because people use them more, and also because there is no restoration of the water for the rivers and reservoir from the rainfall. The herdsman, landless laborers, subsistence farmers, women and children, and all the vulnerable groups are mostly affected, especially the laborers that we know them in Sudan in different areas where we have agriculture. The people who come every year for harvesting of the crops, they can be affected because they don't have permanent jobs. Crop failure or food shortage lead to large-scale starvation and death. Affects dairy activities, منتجات الألبان, الأخشاب, and fisheries. Increase unemployment, of course, because it affects the economy. Also depletion of groundwater, increase energy consumption for pumping water from deep aquifer, because now you need more energy to pump water because the water is deep inside the wells. Reduces energy production in hydroelectric power plants. If we have like a dam producing electricity, you will need more effort to produce energy from that dam. Loss of biodiversity, reduce landscape quality, causes health problem, increase poverty, reduce quality of life, and social unrest leading to migration. Eventually, people will leave the areas of the drought and go to somewhere else where they can have good life. We have examples now. The great famine which affected Africa back in the 80s, Ethiopia, Sudan, Somalia. There was a great drought that affected Africa and led to a big famine. And people who moved or displaced during that famine, they went to different areas. In Africa, and Sudan hosted so many refugees from Ethiopia. Some of them are still living there in eastern parts of Sudan. And if you old enough like me, you can remember the world standing for this famine of the Horn of Africa and asking people to contribute and to help. And there was a famous song, you can find it in YouTube, by Michael Jackson and other of famous singers at that time in the early 80s. We are the world, we are the children. Very famous, and it was produced to shout for help for this famous famine. You see the difference between how the drought can affect the crops and also the woods and will turn the nature into a very ugly scene. You see people are resorting to get water in a very difficult situations, and livestock die because they don't have water, and they don't have also food.